Mythics. How are we all? Hopefully you've had a lovely week. My name is Ken Boyter, and this lovely imp is the Bottled Imp. Yes, he is Grocklesnook from the Bottled Imp, which is a YouTube channel. I have two YouTube channels. One is Edra Tales YouTube channel. Go check it out. We put all these live streams over on the Edra Tales YouTube channel. Plus, we also have the Bottled Imp YouTube channel, which I co-created with my good friend Julian, where we have over 450 episodes of fancy goodness, fancy board game reviews, fancy film reviews, and fancy book reviews, plus a few other videos of some sort of shenanigans. Good evening, Jonathan. Yes, I am a tad late. I'm a tad later than advertised. Yeah, I was delayed, basically delayed. Let's put it that way. So I do apologise for that. Sorry about that. Normally we start at 7 o'clock, thereabouts. Hello, Lee. How are you, sir? How are you? Thank you for being. Thank you for your patience. Hello, Julian. There he is. Hello to you all. Hopefully, you all just had a little chat in the chat rooms. Can you do that? Like at Twitch, can you do that? If you're waiting for somebody who's late. And Spell sings. There we go. No. Fair enough. Or even if you could, you wouldn't want to. You can, but nobody was posting. Oh, I see. Oh, well, there you go. I was right then. So Leah's put, did we die Master Mayhem? Yes, we did. We did indeed. Master Mayhem was our previous adventure that we were playing. Fighting Fantasy, book number 23 in the original series. And this one is written by Robin Wakefield, even though it says Steve Jackson and Ian Livingstone. They started to put present, didn't they? Because they didn't write these ones. So, we did die, yes. That was it. Gone. Famoosh. Hello, Leerin. How are you, sir? How are you, Steve? Good evening as well. Yes, no worries, Lee. No worries. You can always go back and check it out if you really want to know how we died. Because I can't remember now. Yes, good evening. This will be much more relaxing than usual session. Exactly. Than those 3 sessions in the Bronhage Swamps of Heck. Because we are playing, although, you know, spooky, it is spooky. We are playing The Horror of High Ridge. So choose your own adventure. And the reason why we're playing this is it's a bit of a filler. No offence to Choose Your Own Adventure, but they are very thin and there's no combat. So these are very good if we finish early on a session, just to sort of fill the rest of the session with a Choose Your Own Adventure book. We were burned. Oh, that's right, in the wildfire. Yes, we were crossing the grasslands. It was very dry. And then we saw in the distance a fire. And we realised it was coming towards us. And we had an opportunity to put a fire break down to sort of burn some of the grassland near us so that when the fire came to us, we wouldn't burn. All that happened is we burned. Well, we ballsed it up, basically. Burn to the north, but no. Yes, Julian, I think, was the only one that said that. Because it said, do you want to burn in front, like in front of you where the fire's coming? Or do you want to burn that way where the fire, you know, like with you between that fire that you've created and the actual big fire? And we went for the in-between bit. And we went for in front of you. And all that happened was the wind, because the wind was carrying this way, the fire that we started, that was meant to be our windbreak, where you burn the grass so it, you know, the big fire can't burn that grass. That just, the wind obviously just caught that fire and just melted our faces. Sounds like us. Yeah, ranger skills lacking. Exactly. We set ourselves on fire by lighting the fire sink in the wrong place. Then the wind changed direction. Yeah, Levin has just put it much more succinctly than I did. I was driving and screaming, oh yeah, of course. Because Julian was driving. He sort of watched the beginning bit of it. And then he was driving with that, so he couldn't tell us. Couldn't warn us. Anyway. It's only a game book. It's a very good game book. It's a very good game book. I'll let you into a little secret. I've not played many game books, considering there's, 58 of them, something like that. I've probably played 10, maybe. But the ones I have played, you know, I loved it as a kid. It had a big impression on me as a kid, so it's always a soft spot, which is why it's nice to play them now, because it's like I certainly didn't play this one as a kid. And yeah, it's one of my favourites. Granted, I've not played many, but yeah, it was very well written, lots of adventure, very brutal, maybe more brutal than Ian, but yeah, lots of different things going on, things to fight, different sort of quests to do. There was that grid one. Actually, the book's over there. There was the grid where we had to chase a white heart, which I thought was a nice little mini game. So there we go. So yes, we are playing The Horror of High Ridge, and what we can do is if we finish this one tonight, which we probably will, or even if we don't, we can then choose our next one. Buy Rosalind's Cheap Freeway Fighter. What's that one then? What's Freeway Fighter? Freeway Fighter was a fighting fantasy book, wasn't it? I'm sure it was by Steve Jackson. So has she done a different version of Freeway Fighter? Sounds good, sounds intriguing. Learing Spirit, Grockles looked more sober than usual. His intense stare is almost like he's trying to give us clues. Yeah, he's trying to get out. He's the only one that can get out. He's got a little grill. We let the wind in, let a bit of air in, and he can fly through it. I can't. That's it, yeah, Mad Max FF. Oh, she has put them up on actual sale then. Oh, I see, sorry. I thought you meant like she'd written like a version of it, you know, just as a sort of bit of a fan fiction. Oh, she's actually put hers up. Oh, alright, I might check them out then. She has some FFG books she may be selling. Oh, okay, brilliant. Well, I'm always on the lookout for second-hand fighting fantasy, unless they're like the latest ones, and then I just buy them new. I thought not yet. So there we go. So we have a think which one we'll play next. But for now, we're going to be playing The Horror of High Ridge. And if I'm any sort of dungeon master, check the Facebook page. Oh, I haven't had time. It's been manic. It's been manic for one main reason. Well, a couple of reasons, really. Oh, yes, I have written it down. Good. If I was going to say, if I'm any kind of dungeon master or storyteller, I would have written stuff down. I would have written the entries down. We still need a timer, though, for your decision making. We have the trusty jam pen, Witches of Kara pencil, I should say, pencil. So, yes, the main reason why it's been really full on is I am desperately trying to finish my game book. Devilish Dilemmas. And this is the next version. Ken, sadly I haven't any time to carry on with proofreading. No worries. Seriously, Julian, that's absolutely fine. You've done more than necessary. Really, it was playtesting because... Oh, hello. Because Sally and Claire had decided... Well, Claire offered to to proofread it, which I hadn't expected, but Sally was like the main proofreader. So it was the play testing really was my main thing from you, and it was a bonus that you did proofread half of it anyway. It's just been a bad work after stomach. Yeah, Julian, seriously, forget it. It's fine. I'm absolutely fine. So Sally is going to finish off the second half because she's only done half of the proofreading anyway. I'm pretty much finished typesetting the book. So this is the typeset version, but I've printed it out as an A4 double-sided. But look, this is it. This is it. Mostly properly typeset. There's still one or two little things that I need to iron out, like consistency. Like, for example, I've put prepared to fight non-italicized, and I've got to double check that all of them are non-italicized. And also, where I've got it in bold, Stone Bear, like the name of the enemy, the Vigor and the Fettle. In one version, I had them bold as well. So I need to look at that and say, do I need them bold? Do I not need them bold? And then go through them and check to see if they're bold. So the next round of doing this is actually checking for consistency so that, you know, things like instructions I've put bold and italicized. So roll 1d12 and if you roll higher than your sleight of hand attribute, your luck run out. Making sure that all the typesetting is actually consistent with each page. But here it is. So I'm very happy with that. And also, I did try and get the photocopier to staple it, but obviously it's too thick for staples, so it only gave it out without the staples, and I had to fold this, which is why it's not brilliant folding. But this is it kind of in its book form, if you see what I mean. Albeit you can turn left in a yeah, choose an adventure and die. Just about a week, yeah. The official first draft manuscript, exactly. This is this is the official first draft typeset manuscript. So, how much is that going for? Well, I'll keep it. It may have a few more. It might have a bit of my handwriting on there as I go through looking for corrections. But if you desperately wanted to sell it, buy it, I'm sure I can buy. Sure, I can sell it to you. Or auction it off, maybe. I don't know. Right. Anyway, hadn't thought of that. Nothing. Yeah, exactly. How much? Yeah. How much is it worth? Probably minus money. Impromptu auction. Oh, there you go. Yeah, says Steve. Yeah, type for £1. Ha. Between Ken and Jam's raffles, I'm not sure luck at auction is very good. Oh, I know that auction was terrible, wasn't it? Because that raffle, because everybody that watched, they didn't win. It was really frustrating. So yeah, so this is it in this is it in book format. The pages, the book's not going to be this big, but this is just printed off on A4 paper. But yeah, so this is it as it would be, the actual size that I would get it. And the writing isn't too small, which is always good. And I've got enough margins, although the page is going to be smaller, but I can measure that and put it on there just to make sure, because I want to make sure that obviously you can read, there's enough gully space there. And I'm probably going to take away this, sadly, your adventure ends here. I'm going to still keep the wording, but I'm going to put it just as normal text, I think, because obviously you don't really want spoilers if you just, when you're flicking through. The other thing I need to do is add the illustrations. So I need to go through and, work out where all my illustrations are going. Well, I've got it written down somewhere, but I need to just mark in, put an extra page in here for the illustration, extra page in here for the extra illustrations. Then once that's done, that'll add at least 20 pages on. And then I'm going to put the numbers up here, the references. So this one will be 202, 203. This will be 203. This would be whatever that is. Some of my entries do span over a couple of pages, actually. 231, 232, that would go in the corner there. So just those little bits now, but it's very, very, very close to finishing. Then I have to size the cover, because when I did the cover, I did it A5 size. So hopefully, but then also you need to make sure the spine is wide enough. So I need to upload it all, and then they calculate the spine, and then you can. So I might have to do a bit of extra illustration to widen the spine, because it's quite a thick book. All these little bits. But yeah, so it's taking shape. So I'm hoping in the next couple of weeks I can send it off for my own proof copy. Are you writing as Loquacious? I am writing as Loquacious, yes. Loquacious Macabre. Yes. I thought it's more of it's more fantasy name than my own name. My own name's pretty, it's all right, but it's not fantasy. Bonjour, Sally. Yes, hello, Sally. How are you? So there you go. So that is why I'm full on. I'm balls deep, if you will, in game book goodness. But when you're in it, you want it done. You want to do it as best as you can and as professionally as you can, but you just want it done. Because it's been a year now since we kickstarted it, and I want you to have it, hopefully very, very soon. I am going to Essen, by the way, on the 21st of October for a week, so I'm probably not going to get it to the backers then. So it's probably going to be November, early November, that you'll get your copy. if you've backed it, and then hopefully, other stuff. I need to do other stuff as well. So it's never ending. I wrote too many words. Sir Kendall Boyter the third, KGB, not rightly enough for you then. Yeah, Sir Kendleston. Not really. No. Loquacious Macabre. So there we go. So let's crack in then. Anyway, Jonathan, actually, before we carry on, Jonathan, how are you getting on with your Shakespeare versus Cthulhu? The last I heard, you'd typeset it, or your son had typeset it for you. Have you progressed with it? Oh, there we go. Jonathan's got here. I have a proof copy of the paperback of Shakespeare versus Cthulhu and have now ordered the hardback. Oh, that's probably... Yeah, that's clever, isn't it? I think that's what I did with My of Magic and Monkey. Ken Wordsworth Boyter. Oh, you're too kind. You're too kind. Yeah, so you order the paperback, obviously, and then if everything's correct with the paperback, then you can order the hardback. There's no point in ordering them at the same time, because if there's one mistake in one, you're going to get in the other, and that'll be useless. Yes. Exactly. So it is very exciting for Shakespeare versus Cthulhu as well. Very impressive. I may post an update on my blog Friday. Yeah, do it. I need to post an update on the Kickstarter, actually. I ordered the bookmarks and art prints today. That's very impressive as well. Dice playing cards and postcards are already here. Like the sound of that. Love the wallpapers. Yes, I had a quick look at the wallpapers. Very cool indeed. So I do need to download my copy actually, but I've had a quick look at them. So yeah, so it's all exciting. And then once I've finished all of my game book and done everything, I do need to then write the joint one that Jam and I are writing. Well, we're writing separate ones, but we're putting them in one volume, which is The Rat Wife of Sleepy Eye. But that's going to be much shorter. Just need the books, and then I can lock addresses and send out P&P invoices. We like the sound of that, Jonathan. Well done. That is a big relief, I can imagine, off your shoulders. Good stuff. Well, let's crack into the horror of High Ridge. It's the horror of High Ridge. What is the horrible secret of High Ridge, you may well ask? You and your friends are spending the summer in your great-uncle's cabin in the mountain town of High Ridge. An old legend says that the ghost lurks everywhere and murder unsuspecting victims. You don't believe it? Well, we've played one session already, so we do believe it. Until an arrow bursts through the window, whizzes past your head, thuds into the wall, then disappears. It's a ghost arrow. By the way, thank you Zoe Bird for following the channel. Much appreciated. It all helps with the algorithms. If you are watching and you're not commenting, you are more than welcome, obviously, but you feel free to comment. I don't know. I only know who's watching if you comment, because your name comes up. But remember, you can watch this on Edra Tales YouTube channel. Forgot. We still have postage to pay. I know. I think with my one, I took the postage in because Kickstarter had changed it where you can add the postage in. Whereas with Jonathan's one, they hadn't done that at that point. So, okay, so 41. Didn't we jump out of the window? Or a ghost jump out of a window? So 37, let's see what's happening with 37. Who are you, you ask? Oh yeah, there was a boy, a ghost boy that came to us at the top of the bell tower, was it? What I am is more appropriate, he answers. Oh no, it wasn't a boy, I thought it was a boy. What? Stammers Ricardo. Don't be alarmed, I won't hurt you. I will try to help you as I tried once before. But I don't suppose it will work now either. I guess you'd like the whole story. I would like to get back to getting Kickstarter to collect the postage, but then I would need to have the books finished before I crowdfund them to avoid postal prices rising between funding and publication. That is a very good point, actually. Yeah. I might have fallen foul of that because obviously it's been a year. There's probably been postage hikes already. More joint shared world game books. I guess that's how Steve and Ian started. Well, they're not shared world. They're just basically two game books in one book, if you like, one PDF, because we wanted a little incentive for somebody to back both campaigns. But yeah, that could happen. People always forget, says Steve, about they have to pay PP afterwards and end up grumbling a lot. Yeah, I guess when you've got something like Amazon Prime, if you've got to sign up to Amazon Prime, all your postage is free and you don't really notice it, even though you're paying a monthly fee. So, psychological, I guess. I do make it clear on the Kickstarter that PP will be collected later, but you're right, there's always someone who complains. Yeah, you can't please everybody all the time. Jonathan has Julian has put to Jonathan, bringing us back round to previous conversation about having a book ready to roll when starting Kickstarter. Yes, I would like to do that next time. I think what I'm going to do after the Rat Wife of Sleepy Wife, the Rat Wife of Sleepy Wife, that I have that effect on most women actually, just putting them to sleep. Not in a dark, sinister way, come on. After I write the Rat Wife of Sleepy Eye, I'm probably just going to start writing my next full game book. But it will be 50,000 words as opposed to 100,000 words. So I might even finish writing it, mid-year in May, so then I could launch it in September, October again. Yeah, the Rat Wife of Sleepy Wife. Exactly. Shortly after this town was founded, the visitor begins. Some of the founding prospectors came upon a group of Indians. Oh yeah, this is quite serious. Who were engaged in a religious ceremony. The prospectors were drunk and were frightened by the Indians. They attacked and slaughtered them. Kids don't remember. Desecrated their ritual objects and ruined their sacred site. The rest of the Indian community retaliated later, perhaps because they interrupted the ceremony was a brutal ritual. No, it was a burial ritual. The victims of both sides became spirits that haunt this town. Twice since then, the last time about 50 years ago, all the spirits reappeared and, compelled by some horrible force, killed one another over and over again. Over the spirits hangs a red glow. Whether the actions of the spirits cause the glow or the glow directs the actions, I don't know. Oh, maybe this is what we're going to look out for. Carry on, Rat Wife. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Okay, so we've got some information then why the High Ridge is being haunted. It's because there were some prospectors who interrupted when they were drunk an Indian burial ritual, and the Indians, they didn't take too kindly to that. So they then had a big fight, and in Ghost Spirit World, they're still replaying that. You rush towards the tower edge, the spirit floats down, landing on his feet, and then runs off toward the red glow. That was terrible, says Lisa. We must help. How awful it would be to get caught in such a horror. But what if we fail too? Asks Ricardo. But we won't, says Lisa. We're special, and there are 3 of us. I like her plucky enthusiasm. Lisa's explanation isn't too convincing. You too would like to try and stop the horror, but you're also afraid of getting caught in it. You have your first decision of the evening. If you decide, would you want to stop and help what's happening? Type help. If you think it's too dangerous, type dangerous. What would you want to do? Do you want to help what's happening with the ghosts? Do you think it's too dangerous? Type dangerous. Ear. Do you know your huge... What? Hang on. A huge front fit... What? Teeth? Nah, but I'll play it. Yeah. I couldn't read that. Rats are like Man United and Taylor Swift fans. You're never more than 6 feet from one, says the Man United and TS fan. Hey, 6 degrees of separation. Help, says Steve. Steve wants to help. Help, of course. Yeah, there's probably not much of a game book if you just decide not to. They go, oh, all right then, thanks. And then you just end up playing chess and reading for the rest of the holiday. We are the heroes, says Lerin. Help, says Sally. Spellring also wants to help. Julian is help. Save Penelope from the Hooded Claw. Oh, that would be a fantastic game book. Oh, there's got to be a Penelope Pit Stop game book, surely. Surely. Okay, we're going to help. Page 61. There is... How many entries are there? This is how to write a game book. There's 116 entries. That's it. That's all you're getting. A paragraph. You don't need more than that. That's what I'm doing next time. I'm writing a choose your own adventure book. Okay, 61. 116. That's your lot, Jonathan. Look. I won't spoil it, but yeah, that's the last page. And they're not even full pages. I don't like it, but I must try and help stop the horror. I'm with you, Lisa says. Me too, Ricardo chimes in. Oh, he's changed his tune, hasn't he? Well, great, you guys. Have any suggestions? I'm at a loss. I suppose we need the Indian chief. We can't just walk around looking for him. Wait, you cry. I just remembered something. In the museum that's upstairs in the library, there's a statue of an Indian chief with a poem that nobody's ever figured out. I can't remember it, but it might have something to do with this. Sounds weird, but possible, says Ricardo. Should we go to the museum and read the poem, you ask? Unless we try to find the real chief, says Lisa. Oh, like chief of police. But it needs a whole page. Penelope Pitstop, I drink her bathwater. Catch the pigeon. Hiya, Walther. I can't remember her catchphrases. Yeah, imagine that as a game book. Wacky Races as a game book. So what would you like to do then? Would you like to decide to go to the museum, type museum? Or do you want to look for the chief? I almost read that as chef. If you want to look for the real chief, the police chief, I'm assuming, rather than the fire chief. Because they have fire chiefs, don't they, in America. To the museum. We better understand the ritual before blundering in. That is very wisely, Rin. Not so bad. Oh, honeyed tea, my friends. Not so wise from Julian. He wants to go looking for the chief. There is only 191 pages in the At the Mountains of Madness here. Yes. That I bought last week. Oh, Steve, is that the card game? Is that the actual game from Z-Man Games? Because we played the other one, the House of Danger. We played that. Museum. So it looks like we're going to the museum. Wacky Race is the board game. Maybe better. Do you know what, Lee? I did think about that, and I think... Do you want to Google this or go to Board Game Geek website and search the database there? I think there's already a Wacky Races board game that came out in the 70s or 80s. No, it's a book. Oh, okay. Weirdly enough, you should say that, because I was looking for the front cover of this online, and At the Mountains of Madness, they've done as a card game again, like we did. I'll show you it at the end. I have 2 Choose Your Own Adventure Z-Man games. Have you? Which ones have you got? Because we played House of Danger. What's the other one? I looked in both Waterstones and Forbidden Planet on Sunday, and no Warlock or Choose Your Own Adventure. We need to get game books in there, Jonathan, don't we? And Julian and Jam and all of us. Okay, so we're going to go to the museum. 74. Let's go to the museum. It seems a safer bet. You stay hidden in the shadows along the way. The wind has picked up and feels cold on your neck. When you reach the library, you realise the front door is in direct moonlight. House of Danger and Where the Evil Power Marks... Oh, okay. Sorry, it wasn't that one, the mountain ones. It was that one. Where the Evil Power Master. Yeah. Is that any good? Did you play that one? Yeah, it's a terrible title, though, isn't it? War the Evil Power Master. Finish glass of milk before having to shop my cousin's Pomeranian away from the plate of chocolate biscuits. What a misfortune to be born unable to have chocolate. Oh, no. I can't imagine such a tragedy. How are we going to get in? Asked Lisa. Oh, shoot. I just realised I left the key that Mrs. Grundy, the librarian, gave me this morning, back at the cabin. Is there a back door? Ricardo asks. Yeah, but it's usually bolted. We're going to go to the second floor, right? Asked Lisa. Yeah. What about the fire escape on the side? Can't we climb up and break a window? Well, we vandals as well. I'm sure no one would mind under these circumstances. Good idea, Lisa, says Ricardo. And before you can stop him, he's hurrying off to go and smash in some window. You have no choice but to follow. Well, we do have a choice. We could just not do that. We could go back to the cabin and get the key. Look at that. Short entry. As you climb the metal fire escape, you feel very exposed. You have never liked opening You have never liked opening grating under your feet. Oh, open grating under your feet. And now it feels awful. When you reach the top, Ricardo's already broken the window. There you go. There's always a wrong one in the group. And crawled in. You start to slide in after him, and when you hear a shot, Ricardo groans, and you hear a thud as he hits the floor. What? And we thought Masks of Mayhem was brutal. Turn to 105. She's right. There are gradually... Hang on. No, it's not that one. You're not so sure what to do. Crawl in and see what's happened, or get out of there quickly. It doesn't help to find that you're stuck. And behind you, Lisa is urgently whispering, hurry up. What's happened? Was that a shot? Come on. A woman's voice rings out in the darkness. Oh no, I've shot him. It's Mrs. Grundy. As quickly as possible, you free yourself and, with Lisa following, rush to Ricardo. You discover he's just nicked in the shoulder. Whew, that was lucky. Lisa gets the first aid kit and patches him up, while a distraught Miss Grundy says that she thought he was a hooligan. A hooligan responsible for the shenanigans happening that night. Go to the next page. That was lucky. Right, what have we got here? A video game. Okay, it's a... Oh, I see, yes. It's a sequel, but that may not matter. Didn't we do... Yeah, but is it a sequel to House of Danger or not? It's a sequel to something else. War with Evil Power Mice is quite hard, as added board game mechanics is brutal cannon. Yes, I looked at that, and I thought, oh, it looks like it's played more on a board game, you know, on a board, so that'd be quite tricky to do a live stream of it. A video game called Wacky Races starring Darcy and Muttley. PS2 game was released in 2001. Fantastic. A new video game for the Wii and Nintendo DS console titled Wacky Races Crash and Dash was released in 2008. Is Muttley that evil laughing dog? Yes, Muttley's the one that goes which is brilliant. Yeah, there you go. That's it. The original was one of the earliest Choose Your Own Adventure. I got Prisoner of the Ant People. Fantastic name that is. Okay, 106. You leave Lisa to console Mrs. Grundy and comfort Ricardo. You find the statue in the glass case. The tomahawk in the chief's hand almost glows with an inner light. The plaque on the case reads, "The following poem was found along with the statue when it mysteriously appeared in May the 9th, 1889, in front of this building. To date, no one has determined the meaning of the poem of the origin of the statue. Swing me twice when the glow arrives. You'll save yourself and other lives. Swing me thrice as the horror goes. You'll bring me peace between my toes. No, between the foes. With a whoop, you break the glass, grab the tomahawk from the statue's hands, and leap down the fire escape before a startled Miss Grundy or Lisa can stop you." And then it just says the end. What? What sort of crazy thing is that? Look, we have got a lovely little illustration there, though. But I don't quite understand the ending. It was about a prisoner of the ant people. yeah. Yeah. I'm glad it's about that, because if it wasn't that, you could do them for trade description. Actually, says Steve, I think this book is technically a sequel to House of Danger. Oh, that's right. I knew something was a sequel of something. Sorry, yes. I read that today, that Horror of the High Ridge is a sequel to House of Danger. And that's why I don't like Choose Your Own Adventure books, says Jonathan. He thieved it. He thieved a tomahawk, says Julian, and legged it. Cripes. So basically, I guess they're not dumbing it down. We have to work out why he's just run off, or we've just run off. Swing me twice and the glow arrives. You'll save yourself and other lives. Swing me thrice and the horror goes. You'll bring peace. But so what? You just have to swing the tomahawk 1, 2, 3. Yeah, it's a bit unsatisfactory. That is. There's no logic to the Choose Your Own Adventure books I've read. Well, then you're not disappointed. You know what to expect. So that is the second Choose Your Own Adventure book that we did. This one was much more fun, I think. This was a bit more fun. This was okay, but yeah, they probably... Look, that's only 110. I think there's more illustrations in this one. Was this a zombie one? No, this wasn't a zombie one. Did we play? We did play this. We did play this one. Weren't all the authors on LSD back in the 70s? Yeah, including Jonathan. I've read one set in London and Stonehenge. The author clearly never been to either London or Stonehenge. Oh, bless them. It requires multiple playthroughs perhaps for you to get the clues. Yeah, possibly. Yes, I agree. I read the one about Stonehenge and some parts were awesome and some were just straight weird. I was on LSD in the 70s when I was a child. Is that some sort of admission, Jonathan? But we both know, Jonathan, that you pretend that you're younger than me. When really... See, Jonathan's coming up for retirement age. Aren't you, Jonathan? When are you getting... You've already got your bus pass, haven't you? Is that right? John better not have been on LSD in the 70s. Yeah, he wasn't even 10. Come on, they were all doing it around Tunbridge Wells. They were all on it, all on crack. I love the ones where you can't work out how to get the secret part of the books without cheating. Are you being sarcastic there, Lee? Because I personally would find that very frustrating. Because I just think, my game book, if we're plugging a game book... I've made sure that you should be able to have an ending. Jonathan is semi-retired. Exactly. That's living the dream, isn't it, Jonathan? Is that like I always pretend I'm younger than you? Exactly. Sally knows the score. I'm only 25. So, what is this 1970s you talk of? Leerin has put here, your code name is Jonah, is a very mature written Cold War spy thriller. Choose Your Own Adventure, where the song of humpback whales is the key to stop World War III. I like the sound of that one. Yes, says Lee. I've not read that one. Yeah, that sounds pretty cool. About those, see Deadpool, She-Hulk, Moon Knight. I've got a feeling Jonathan wrote Moon Knight, didn't he? Or have I got that wrong? Did you do a Deadpool and She-Hulk game book? I've read that Jonah one, died within 3 entries. Well, the Masks of Mayhem, as you recall, we died, first of all, in 6 entries. But with Fighting Fantasy, with other game books, we have 3 lives normally. That makes me feel super old now. Shot in the heads. What was shot in the head? Oh, Sally. Oh, God, I see. I didn't realise that it was you, Sally, that read that one. You got shot in the head. See, it's obviously clearly traumatised you because you can still remember it. Leah's put, there's one where you're a prisoner of... Is there now? What's that called? Is that called The Prisoner of the Ant People? Yes, of course. I was going to say that rings a bell. Jonathan did do Moon Knight, Age of Anubis. I playtested the other two. Ah, cool. Nice. John was technical advisor for the first two. Sweet. It was my school library, says Lewin, and I never completed it. It felt like a Connery-eerie Bond film, except your spy. Your spy is more handsome than Connery. That's fighting talk. Gamebook consultant, a dream job title. Absolutely a dream job title. Well, I mean, the dream is writing Gamebook, surely. It was only a couple of years ago. Oh, really? Did you do it only a couple of years ago? I think there are a couple about vampires in space. Obviously, there's vampires in space. More handsome than Sean, yeah. Inside, UFO 54-40 makes getting to the end of the Starship Traveller seem easy. I've not played Starship Traveller. Well, gritty like a Connery film, but with the charm of Roger Moore. Like it. Good mixture. Grit with... More like the 1973 Live and Let Die, Roger Moore's first one, where he is grittier in that one, but he's still got a bit of charm. My name is Bond. James Bond. Is that a good Roger Moore? My name is Bond. James Bond. That's not bad. That's not bad, Roger Moore. So, well, what one are we going to play next? What one are we going to play? I almost said Shirley Temple there. Starship Traveller has a work out the secret entry. Yeah, I don't mind them, stuff like that, as long as you can work it out. I think anything that prevents you from then progressing, I would struggle with that, because I would want people to be able to complete it, you know. But you can do it. Okay, fair enough. Here is a silly online Choose Your Own Adventure made by comedian Guy Kelly. We did it last... Oh, did you? Oh, fantastic. Is that an official Choose Your Own Adventure? I think Choose Your Own Adventure Vampire Invaders was the first game book I ever read. Nice. Nice. I know my first one was The Warlock of Fire Top Mountain, because that just blew my mind. It's all falling apart tonight. Speaking of spy film, let's play Rebel Planet. I've not played Rebel Planet. No, not official, just silly. Okay, fair enough. Yeah, it's tempting to write a humorous game book. You know, I'm tempted to do that, but I got other game books. I want to get this series of game books up and running. So, any suggestions then for next time? Inside UFO 5430 is only solvable by cheating. So they expect you to cheat. Ah, Mr. Bond. I expect you to cheat. Do you expect me to die? No, I expect you to cheat. Actor Neil Patrick Harris wrote his autobiography as a Choose Your Own Adventure. Oh, that's clever. Damn. He's pipped you to the post there, Jonathan, because that would be perfect for you. Or Ian Livingstone or Steve Jackson, obviously, or anyone else that writes game books. That's brilliant. What are the options? What are the options, indeed? What are the options? Right, bear with me, and I'll climb the ladder up to my library to get the books. Love him. Going to get that. Lindsay will love it. There you go. Well, Planet of the Vampires is in the 1950s. Was apparently the stylistic inspiration for Alien 1979. Wow. Don't think I knew that. All I know about Aliens, I mean, I have seen it, but years and years and years ago, is that when we were watching it, I was very young. I was probably about 10, just watching it on video, and with my brother and a few of our mates, and when the alien burst out, spoilers, but you know, the old famous scene, my brother went, Oh, it smells of ham. Smells of ham. But that's because Mum had just brought in some ham sandwiches for us. Cut neatly into triangles. Perhaps you'd like some of these other rhyming options. Poor John hurt, quite literally. He certainly did. He was the only one that knew what was going on, doesn't he? Right, let me get a chair. No, let me get the steps to the vast library. Right then. Stumps, get the books, Stumps, get the books. God, we have played a lot of game books. We've played all of those. Played all of those. Played that one, played that one, played that one. Played that one. We played that one. Oh, I don't think we did play that one. Speak amongst yourselves. Maybe we didn't play that one. Death Trap Dungeon we've done. Did we do? Talisman of Death. I don't think we've done. Speak amongst yourselves. There's not many now that I've got that we've not played. Okay. Right, interesting. There it is, House of Danger. So, of course, we've not played Jam's latest one, but it's too new to play because I don't want to spoil it for people. Let's give a shout out to James's one, Paranormal Hero, The Witches of Kara. But we have played loads. That's 4 we've played already. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 20, 21. We must have played over 50 game books. Huzzah! Ken, a spider went in your drink. Bloody well didn't. Don't give me that shit. Have you played 1 or 2 of Jam's? Oh, that's a good point. What I always loved was the Time Machine was when it's done by the Choose Your Own Adventure team, and it was very historical. That was a formative experience for me as a historian. I like it. On the edge of my seat, I know it's exciting. Exciting. Don't ever say this is not exciting. Why hasn't Grockleston scurried up for them? I know, exactly. He's lazy. Look, he's fallen over. You're just lazy tonight. Look, he's eating the cushions and everything. John Hurt was very appropriate actor name. Yeah, considering the fate of his character. Yeah, one of the meaner jokes in the 90s stand-up comedies in Australia was Ridley Scott directing commercials for Kellogg's Pop-Tarts, apparently inspired by the emergence of Alien. He did. He started as a graphic designer for the BBC. And then he went on like a little day's training course to make a little short film, and he really fell in love with it. And then it was just about him or one of his friends like riding around London on a bicycle. And then he got into commercials. He did thousands and thousands of commercials. In fact, he did one of the early Apple computer commercials as well. And then he got into films. And you can tell his graphic design skills come forward, with the aesthetics and everything. His films are always very beautifully shot on composition and all of that, aren't they? Did we say Morris? We did say Morris, didn't we? Dave Morris. So Dave Morris is certainly on there. I wouldn't mind having a look at Victoria Hancock's stuff. It's one of hers, maybe. Blade Runner, absolutely. It's one of my favourite films. That and Lord of the Rings are up there. Yeah. And I tend to watch Blade Runner, the proper version, every year. Watch it at least once a year. And I thought, is it 2049? Is that the sequel to it? I thought they did a good job with that as well. House of Danger. I really enjoyed playing this with the cards. Do you remember? Do you remember this one? Hancock's Half Hour. Imagine that as a game book. It wouldn't be a very cheery one, would it? But do you remember this one? Do you remember we played it and you read out the cards? And then you got the decision on the back and you had all the clue cards and the item cards. This worked fairly well. There was a little board, but it was only a tracker, so you didn't really miss out much. But the other one by Z-Man Games, that mountain one, or the Power of Evil or whatever it is, it looks like it's sort of played out over a board, so that might be tricky to live stream. There you go. Lehman has put the 1984 Apple advert will make you feel like you are in 1984. Saw the commercial once. It's still hauntingly memorable. Yeah, it's amazing. It's really thematic. So the ones out of the, I don't know, 40, 50 game books that I've got, did we play Lone Wolf Kingdoms of Terror? Did we play that one? Because if not, then this is one that we haven't played. We could go back to a Lone Wolf. This is the next cycle because the first 5 are connected. Julian's put here, the nurse takes the pint of your blood. You scream, a pint? That's nearly an armful. Then you feel woozy. Will you drink the tea or eat the biscuit? That sounds like a Victoria Hancock's one. Oh, wait, see, no, of course, that is Hancock's Half Hour, isn't it? Of course. Of course. My first game books were Interplanetary Spies, but they only visual puzzles on stream, and it's a nightmare. Yeah, it has to be a verbal game book, really, doesn't it? George Orwell's Nightmare novel of the same year. Got around to reading it. Oh, Leon, it is classic. It is a beautiful... Well, it's an amazing novel. I guess technically it's a novella. It's quite thin, but anyway, it might be a novel. But hopefully, you know, the world won't become that. That's all I'm saying. Interplanetary Spy, they were the mutts. You must, says Julian. So, have we played this one? I don't think we have. Maybe we have played this. Anyway, this is number 6 in the series. If we haven't played it, then there's that one. There's Steve Jackson's Sorcery that I have played, but the only thing I can remember, there's an imp. There's a really bizarre imp, not a bizarre imp, but just a really fun encounter with an imp. Is that right? Am I remembering that one correctly? Where is he? And he kind of is. He can either help you, I think, or he kind of hinders you. Anyway, so there's that one, Sorcery. Do you have any Story Master Tales from Ollie? We did do one of those. My only reservation for doing another one is that you need the map, and you kind of go on the map. So we could do that. I could put that up there. War of the Worlds, 1984, The Time Machine, Day of the Triffids, and Kraken Awakes were my staples. The Kraken Awakes. I've not read War of the Worlds, but I did see... I've heard the music, basically. 1984 I've read, and the John Hurt was in the film version. Fantastic actor. The Time Machine, I've read, and also seen the original film, the good one. Day of the Triffids, classic. We read that at school, actually. And also, I was bang at the right age for that coming out on BBC TV. Scared the bejesuses out of me. And the Kraken Awakes I've not read or seen. Do you have any story? Oh yeah, I've done it. They are better with physical players. As we found out with Ollie on my stream. Yes, physical players are better with Ollie's ones. Absolutely, I would agree. So it's not that I don't like them. I do like them. I think they're very clever, and they're very good family. They're definitely good family ones. But live streaming online isn't such a brilliant one with Ollie's. Levian's put, I got to reread Huxley's Brave New World. Yeah, I started reading that about 10, 15 years ago and didn't get on with it, so I didn't finish it. I first read it while I was still learning English. Fantastic. Can't wait to see what it's like now as I know the language in full. Yeah, that's quite cool, actually. I hadn't thought of that. That you're reading, if you're reading English, it's your second language. Yeah, and then after 10 years, 15 years, your grasp of English is much better. You would go back and maybe get a greater understanding of it. Yeah, Day of the Triffids game book would be amazing. That would be amazing. Jonathan, make it happen. Steve has put, yeah, in War of the Evil Power Master, you choose which planet to travel to, and its position on the board causes you to, raise the EPM meter, which, if it gets too high, the game is over. Oh, okay, so it's similar to this one. Yeah. Julian's put, we had Martha, Kit, Nathan, and Miles Macy Bug via Discord, and the rest of the stream offering suggestions to all of them. Oh, okay, fair enough. Yeah, that's one way of doing it. That's probably a better way of doing it than me just reading it out to you. Day of the Triffids survival horror game books, juicy. Come on, Jonathan, you're the one to get that up and running. You're the known author in the game book world out of all of us here. Damn, that was going to be my attempted book. Oh, really? Oh, no, Julian. Come on, Julian. You're the one to get that off the ground. You're the only one who can write it. But I bet John would do it better justice anyway. No. The thing is, though, is it out of copyright, Day of the Triffids? It's probably is it out of copyright? Does anybody know? Because if it is, then it's up for grabs. It's basically who writes it first. I wouldn't mind doing... too many projects. Wouldn't mind doing historical game books that are loosely based... Well, not loosely, but based on historical things. You know, and your kind of characters in and around it. That might be quite interesting. Maybe not, as it's the 1950s. Oh, okay, yeah. Yes, just recently entered the public domain. Did it really? Maybe we should write it together then, Julian. 70 years just passed since it first. So Day of the Triffids is in public domain. Well, maybe you write the game book and I design the board game. Imagine that. Oh, is it really up for grabs now? Because that would make a fantastic board game. Oh my God. I'm going to have to look into that. The Day of the Triffid novel by John Wyndham. He did some other ones, didn't he? He did some classics. Oh, I've forgotten what he did now. Has recently entered the public domain in the UK as 70 years have passed since its original publication. And it was not a work where copyright was renewed after the initial term. We need a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle game book. There must be one of those already, Steve, surely. Jonathan's probably written about 8 of them. And by we actually mean I need it. Yeah. Kraken Awakes. Sorry, I didn't know you did Kraken Awakes. Midwich Cuckoos was the one I was thinking of. The Chrysalis. I've heard of that, but not read it. And of course, Chocky. Oh, did he do Chocky? He did Chocky. He was on a roll. He did some really good genre writing there, didn't he? Good horror writing. Who did Tripods? Was that him as well? Did he do Tripods? Who wrote Tripods? Not all those were public domain. No, not all of them will be. Yeah, correct. I have a good few novels, and he also wrote under the name... Oh, did he? Lucas Parks. Julian, you're a bit of an aficionado there. Tripods. Oh, okay. John Christopher. God, I just checked. There were awesome, well-styled radio drama of Day of the Triffids. Is there? Is there? Oh, because they did, the big famous War of the Worlds, didn't they? Well, the one that a lot of our generation in the UK grew up with was the BBC adaptation of Day of the Triffids. And I was probably about 12. And so I'd never seen anything like it. Or the concepts of, oh yeah, you know, these lights, these meteorites coming from the sky, you know, and then what happens after that. 1957 and 1968. Wow, that's amazing. I knew he did War of the Worlds. Yeah, John Christopher was a pseudonym of Sam Yolt. Oh, was it right? You see, it's never clear cut. It's always murky. Just like, who is this loquacious macabre character? Who is he? So there you go. What is the time, by the way? It's 1:15. So, yeah, Scorpion Swimp. I'm getting tired. Scorpion Swimp. Scorpion Swamp, I've not played, but I have here. Also, Talisman of Death, I've not played. I know a lot of you have. Did we play the Trial of Champions? I can't remember now. Yeah, we did, didn't we? Yes, we did, because this was Throm, wasn't it? Yeah, we've played this one. We've played that one. Because this is the sequel to Death Trap Dungeon. Death Trap Dungeon! Ooh, Death Trap Dungeon! Not read by Mr. Wells himself, but apparently scared a lot of kids all the same. Brilliant. They all hung around together with Arthur C. Clarke. What an author Arthur C. Clarke was. BBC adaptation of the Triffids, the 1981. Yeah, so I wasn't even 10. Hang on. I was 8. I was 8 when I watched that. Inspired Danny Boyle as to how he shot 28 Days Later. I'm not surprised, because the way they built up the tension and they slowly introduced stuff, you know, it was just really done, really well done. Scorpion Swamp is excellent open world adventure for 20 years before computers were advanced enough to run them. Oh really? Is this open world then? You're no fool. All your life you've heard tales of Scorpion Swamp and how it is crisscrossed with treacherous paths leading to the haunts of its disgusting denizens. One step out of place spells a certain and lingering death. But now the swamp holds out the lure of treasure and glory, and you cannot resist the challenge. 2 dice, a pencil, and an eraser are all you need to make your journey. You decide which way to go, which dangers to risk, and which monsters to fight. Asimov, Clarke, Harry Harrison, and Henlin, I never know how to pronounce that, are all my favourite authors. Yes, Harry Harrison, I've read a few. Arthur C. Clarke, I've read a few. I've not read a lot of Asimov. Hellion, I think I might have read one of his, I'm not sure. I really got into Philip K. Dick with sci-fi. I really got into that. Plus, I did buy the... or is it Orbit? The Sci-Fi Masterworks. I've got about 20 of those and just read lots of them. Well, about 20. Semi-open world. It's a grid system, so you can return to previous entries at your leisure. Lovely. It's leisure. Lee's put here, so I was always pleased with Tripods was done by a pro sci-fi author. Yeah, absolutely. There you go. Spell Singer says, yeah, she loves the semi-open world. Yeah, got the first 50 of the original sci-fi masterworks. You got the first 50. See, I only bought them second hand, so I only found them second hand. But yeah, there you go. Philip, follow my tears, said the policeman. God, I used to read the. So I went through a phase of just reading sci-fi. Yeah, The First Men on the Moon, H.G. Wells. I read that one. Oh, there you go. And Arthur C. Clarke. I have read Arthur C. Clarke. The Fountains of Paradise. A Case of Conscience, James Blish. Theodore Sturgeon, More Than Human. God, I forgot really a lot what these are all about. I might have to reread these. Hey, On Way had dozens Remain for £1 each. Oh, Hay on Way. Hay on Hay? Hay on. That's a place, isn't it? For £1 each. Oh. Yeah. Because I did want to collect all of them. Starship Troopers by Mr. Helen. Oh, okay. Starship Troopers pioneered the concept of the mech suit soldiers launched from orbit directly onto the planet. Oh, really? Oh, that's cool. Scorpion Swamp equals US Steve Jackson. Yes, I thought that. Isn't that right? Yeah, isn't that right? Let's have a look. It says Steve Jackson, but of course they don't. Oh no, look, Steve Jackson, the world fighting fantasy people by orcs, dungeons, zombies, vampires captured the imagination. Okay. I just read about it. I thought it was going to be more about actual Steve Jackson to say this is the American Steve Jackson, but it doesn't. The Day of the Triffids novel by John Wyndham has recently entered the public domain, says Julian, in the UK, as 70 years have passed. Yep. Since the original publication, it was not work copyright. Yeah, exactly. Scorpion Swamp was written by Steve Jackson, a.k.a. GURPS Munchkin. Yeah, and now publisher of his new US version of Fighting Fantasy. Absolutely, yeah. You wouldn't have thought that, though. They don't make that clear at all. There you go. Of GURPS, car wars, and giant robots fighting dinosaurs. What's not to like? So, Talisman of Death. I think you've played. That's Gamebook 11. Oh, this is Gamebook 8. So they were getting people in quite early to write them. Oh, I seriously want to do a Day of the Triffids board game now. Well, Fighting Fantasy 23 is the Masks of Mayhem. Are you saying that that's the first time someone else wrote them? Because this isn't British Steve Jackson. This is American Steve Jackson. And look at this, the Iron Bridge Workshop, independent booksellers. Triffids board game with Motoloff cocktails, fire axes, and normos. Absolutely. 22 then. Nice bookmark. Yeah. Whenever I buy secondhand books, and if they've got a bookmark in it or a bus ticket or anything like that, I keep it in the book because I feel like it's part of the book. It's part of its history. Steve Jackson US was the first non-Sir Ian, and Steve Jackson. Oh, okay, me too. Yeah. So that started at number 8 then. Giant robots versus dinosaurs. Giant robots versus dinosaurs. We like that. Who does the illustrations? They're slightly different, aren't they? Duncan Smith. So there we go. So have a think. If you want to post up into the Edra Tales YouTube channel, not YouTube channel, if you post up into the Edra Tales Facebook group any suggestions that you think we should cover next week, bear in mind I have to order them off Amazon so they arrive in time. So make sure they're available on Amazon. I'll have a look at my previous list because I've got a previous list saved on my computer. And then I can put up again a list and you guys can, in the comments, or maybe vote. I don't know. Well, maybe I'll do a poll. I don't know if you can do polls anymore. Whatever. We'll work something out. Or I might just choose myself. I get to decide. Robot Commandos. That's Robot Commando. There you go. We are on number 9, Caverns of Snow Witch again tomorrow. Oh, nice. Nice. That's the first one, isn't it? God, session 9, though. Indeed, Steve Jackson US. Yes, so don't forget, Julian tomorrow night, Thursday, he's back doing his live streams on Babel_17, where he's doing Caverns of the Snow Witch, which is a jam book, isn't it? I vote Rebel Planet, but failing that, we have excellent Scorpion Swamp. Well, there is... I think, yeah, well, there's Scorpion Swamp. Yeah, I'll put a list up there. And if I can't do a poll, we'll do comments. And then you can add your suggestion in the comments as well, like Rebel Planet. No, play attempt 2, FF book. No, oh, sorry. Oh, is it? Is that... I don't think I've ever heard that title before then as a fighting fantasy. Caverns of the Snow Witch. I don't think I've ever seen that fighting fantasy book. I don't think I've ever seen that cover. It's the book after Scorpion Swamp and before House of Hell. Oh, House of Hell. Well, I've even played House of Hell. House of Fun. Welcome to the House of Fun. So there we go. I think we're all up to date with Jonathan's books. I think we've played all of Jonathan's books. Although there is the second Arkham Horror, but that's just come out, so I don't really want to play it just yet because, again, spoilers, etc., etc. It's a Sir Ian classic. It is. Freaking Rebel Planet, says Spelsing. It was originally a short adventure in FF magazine. Oh, was it? Oh, you could see why it would be quite good as a short, because it's, you know, just in a house, claustrophobic. Cool. Well, I think we'll leave it there then. I know this is slightly shorter than normal. I was a bit late. But there we go. So thank you for watching and chatting and joining in. And, yeah, I feel like the Day of the Triffids game board needs to be done sooner rather than later, because someone's bound to do it, aren't they? And you want to be the first one out there, out the trap. So there we go. So thank you, everybody. I'll put some suggestions up in the group. You can then add in the comments about, you know, what one out of my list, and then maybe add more, and then we'll either do it where the most popular one, you know, we'll play that one, or I might just choose and go, yeah, we're going to do that one. So there we are. So thank you very much. Thank you, Jonathan. Thank you, Sally. Thank you, Steve. Thank you, Spelsing. Thank you, Julian. Thank you, Lee. Thank you, Lee Rin. Thank you. Is there anyone else that's posted up that I have missed out? I'm not sure. I don't think so. Thank you to everybody that watched. Even if you didn't comment, thank you so much. I do appreciate it. Thanks all. A silly, fun evening. Loved, yeah, the chatter. Stay safe, everyone. Yeah, sometimes it's nice to do a little bit of a silly one, a bit of a shorter one. Normally these types are sort of fillers. So if we do finish shorter, you know, we die, then we can just fill it in with one of these. Nice one, Lee. Take care. And remember, may your thieving never be caught. There we go. It's a bit of a tomb. It's a tomb, my friend. It's a tomb. Thieving. May your thieving. What did I say? Thieving. Thieving. What did I say? You've just written the same thing, haven't you? Thieving, thieving. May your thieving never be caught. Appreciate your time. No worries, Spelsing. Appreciate you as well. Take care. And I'll see you Saturday if you're around, 10 a.m. UK. No, I'm not available. There's no live stream Saturday. There's no live stream Saturday. I'm doing another psychic fair. Take care, everybody. Bye. See you later, Steve. Nice one.